As a result, for a long period, more and more CBDC projects have been added to this map. CBT was treated as if it were a secret plan. There is a growing push in the United States among congressmen and other members of Congress to outlaw CBDC. I mean, I don't believe this is necessarily the best time to begin. In doing so, I believe that maybe 5 or 10 years ago was the ideal moment to eliminate CBDCs, but I also wish to. You should know that a big part of the risk of CBT in the past was that they didn't have this much control over your daily finances. So yes, I despise the idea of central bankers still having any power. I think central banks have been letting us down for a long time. And one important thing to remember about this is that you can go back to when the Federal Reserve was established. When you compare what that was worth back then to what it is worth now, you can see how the Federal Reserve failed. Every central bank follows suit. The FED is no longer the sole one. One thing I will notice is that the schedule is becoming more crowded. The World Economic Forum is a name that comes up frequently here, and we will discuss it. When we live at Ripple, we can see that it has become centered on CBS, which I don't believe was done on design. I believe Ripple has recognized that the tendency is developing, and that this trend is not going away. This style is creating a lot of conflict. So they truly thought of something. New to the CBC platform, which also supports stablecoins, anyone who believes XRP is unrelated to this because of what I've seen on Twitter. I think it's ridiculous that we have folks who can't even do a little study on how XRP will play a role in this. Watch this video to learn how XRP is used to traverse the entire site. I've probably mentioned it 100 times on this channel. Go to Ripple's website and watch this video. Approximately 3/4 of the way through, they discuss how XRP will be the bridge exchange. Wow, everyone feels they know everything there is to know about the XRP and these currencies, and that currency, and anyone who speculates or even thinks otherwise is spreading incorrect information, right? Nobody, not even me, knows what will happen. When we talk about this place, we still talk about it in terms of theory. Yes, many of the things we've discussed have been proven to be accurate, and the BIS is starting to move extremely quickly. And when it comes to CBDCs, I'm convinced Ripple is becoming an important player. Ripple, the new financial system, has been working on CBDCs for some time, as we all know. Mickey B. Fresh deserves a special mention. Back in July, he posted these films. I'm not going to watch them because they contain 15 minutes or more of information from CoinDesk, but his name is James Wallace. This person is a Ripple leader when it comes to central bank engagement and CBDCs, so pay attention when he speaks. We do know that there were more than 90 central banks, but I believe it was about 90%. I believe that approximately 93% of the world's population is interested in CBDCs. Ripple sees CBDCs as one of many digital currencies that will exist in the world, and it wants to be a part of them all. The interview focuses on CBC. Platforms bet policy on privacy CBDC versus stable coins, faith in central bank infrastructure, and offline circumstances will all be scrutinized. When will the medical buy and ripple effect occur? This page has a wealth of useful information. The key thing I want to focus on is which cryptocurrency has offline auctions. Eddie wrote this in April of this year, and that's how. The academic group serves as the control group. Another crucial factor to consider. 2. And if you believe technology is becoming more fascinating for the concept group, a CDC can now work. Why would they need an offline CDC without an internet connection? We'll get to that, despite central bank money wallowing. Anyone to pay anywhere, even without an online connection. Look at the folks involved in this Hedera if they don't have a network connection. The Ripple Polygon, some of the names are the Hitch Bar Foundation, TechBits, and Prosperous. There are a lot of people here, and we do observe interaction with the greatest providers of CBE solutions. Itemia collaborates with the finest CBD service providers, allowing central banks to use secure offline payments with any source. This is critical to remember as we examine. We can see that something significant is about to occur, and they have already informed us of this. That is something we will discuss in greater depth, but we have XRP Crow here. This is what they desire. A CBET platform can communicate with the XRP ledger and utilize XRP as a bridge exchange to transfer funds between currencies and nations. Because so many people I speak with are opposed to the idea of private records technology, the instrument employed by the central bank is based on private XRP ledger technology. They have already established a price for a private XRP. It's no secret that this is the type of nonsense that circulates. There is only one XRP. There will only be one XRP. XRP will also not have a fixed pricing, because XRP does not have a permanent location. Putting a price on a decentralized thing renders it non-decentralized. Furthermore, the CTO has stated that this is not accurate. Shorts more than once David, I've already stated that Ripple has been chosen. They frequently participated in the cross-border payments task group, which is significant because the BS is a very important organization. They are the most crucial. They are in charge of how the banking sector is changing, and they are owned by 63 central banks. Everything they do is to help central banks deal with problems now and in the future, as you can see. This is about a variety of topics. I've already mentioned it, but it's not the case right now. We can see that. The plan is progressing more quickly. Ninja Resorts was lately the target of a large hack. People outside of NGM began to notice. This is a big deal now, and we've seen similar computer attacks in the past when there were major hacks. I keep coming back to the video of Clash Wab, who says that the next epidemic will be a global cyber attack. Stop the entire world system because we are about to or have already entered exciting times. You've seen the video. I won't play it since there is copyrighted music playing in the background, and YouTube will turn it off completely if I do. Therefore, the answer is no. Because it would be a waste, but I recently witnessed a hack in Las Vegas. What exactly is going on? Explain why, after all of the NGM casinos in Las Vegas were struck by a massive hack, visitors are unable to enter using their cell phones. Their apartments include non-monetary items. Imagine if this happened to a digital currency issued by a central bank in the future. So, what do you think? If it did, they could still be used. Offline, by the way, this is what they intend to do now that a large number of individuals in space have correctly predicted that the cyber strikes will eventually lead to a large cyber attack. On the entire planet, Klaus Schwab stated, as I have always stated, that the old system and everything we know will crumble when it resumes. The new financial system will be operational. I'm not sure about that. Again, this is only a conjecture, but there are major hacking attacks taking place. The World Economic Forum video is over here, and it lasts approximately 2 minutes. We do see a cyber attack. Pay close attention. That appears to be COVID. The CEO of the ID-19 pandemic has rattled our economies and society to their cores, revealing how vulnerable we are to biological threats. An identical error is being made right now on the internet. COVID-style cyber attacks would spread. When the rate of reproduction is about 10 times that of a coronavirus, for example, the 2003 Slamma worm, which was one of the fastest worms in history, doubled in size about every 8.5 seconds and infected over 75,000 devices in 10 minutes and nearly 11 million devices in one day. So yet, cyber attacks have not harmed human health in the same way that pandemics did. However, the economic devastation they've created and the impact on our daily lives have been the same, if not worse. Cutting off all connections is the only way to stop the exponential spread of a cyber threat like COVID-19. All of this happened in a matter of days, thanks to millions of vulnerable gadgets and the internet. If we didn't have the internet, our economies would lose more than $50 billion each day, and that's before we consider what would happen if these gadgets were linked to critical services like transportation or healthcare. The digital world is becoming more and more similar to. In the real world, cyber threats are having an increasing impact on our safety, and they are happening quicker than we can prepare for them. The valued 19 was known to constitute a potential concern. Is it the same in digital form? Let's prepare for that one. Now is the time to let you know that the problem will be resolved when all of the devices that are linked to each other are connected. It's remarkable to witness how a global cyber operation disassembles a company, and then we see that Schwab doesn't pay enough. Pay too little attention to the terrifying idea of a wide-ranging cyber attack, which would make the COVID-19 crisis look like a minor issue in comparison to a large cyber attack. Look at this. Pay too little attention to the terrifying idea of a full cyber attack that would shut down everything, including power, transportation, and hospital services. Culture has a hold on us in this way. The COVID-19 dilemma would be viewed as a minor issue in comparison to a large cyber attack, as I previously stated. When the elites tell you something or put things in a hypothetical setting, you can bet they already have plans. Plans, I've said it numerous times. Return to the dialogues that occurred before the pandemic, as though we were already discussing the digital age. If we're talking about how to accelerate the transition to digital, what better way to accomplish it than to cease using cash for a few months while digital transfers skyrocket? Then you could use that data to say, guess what, we need to get rid of physical transactions and replace them with digital transfers. As if it were the best justification, digital trades are the main way to do it. Over here, Klaus Schwab and the United Nations World Economic Forum just struck an agreement on September 7 to accelerate their 2030 objectives. This afternoon, the Secretary General and Klaus Schwab, the world's founder, the World Economic Forum and the United Nations will sign a memorandum of understanding to form a strategic collaboration. When we look at the World Economic Forum, this document outlines areas of cooperation to deepen engagement between the two institutions and to accelerate the execution of the 2030 agenda. Klaus Schwab may be viewed as the villain, but that is not why we pay so much. Pay attention to it. We must pay special attention to the World Economic Forum. Many people believe that the World Economic Forum is just a big organization that does nothing, or that is a secret group or whatever. But if you look at the ties that the World Economic Forum has, you can see that it connects every big country. They know how to contact every global boss, and every global brand company listens. You start paying attention when you hear that BlackRock is a major partner of the World Economic Forum because BlackRock owns the majority of the world. The same may be said for State Street. In the vanguard, when we look at these companies, they are massive and own everything. At the World Economic Forum, we can see that they have planted planet seeds in various corners of the world to ensure that they have complete control over the agenda. They're now talking about making it. Move faster, how are they going to get around? This approach, I believe, will move more quickly. They're telling us what they're thinking. The plan has arrived, so we must ensure that we understand what is going on. Bringing in a new monetary period. Everything around us will be messed up. And I believe we're getting there. Every single day, whether it's good or horrible. This, I believe, is the world we must face. This is already planned, and the central banks are prepared, are taught what the leaders are doing. If you're going to do one of these things, take this as an opportunity to do it if you're not doing the other. And now that that's out of the way, I hope you guys enjoyed this movie. You enjoyed it. Sign up for notifications because there will be more free items soon, so that's all I have for you to say for the time being.